Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Fluff here, and I'm at Shure headquarters. I'm with Julie, the archivist. I always want to say archivist. That's not correct. The archivist. And we are standing in front of, so we're first, I'm going to show you guys some really, really cool stuff from basically the entire history of Shure microphones. However, I want to please repeat the story you just told me about this this is a real mid-century desk, right?
Yes, it is. This actually came from Mrs. Schure's office. When our current president ascended to her position, she
Yes.
decided she wanted to redecorate and wanted different furniture. So she was going to get rid of this desk. I said, I would love to take this in the archives. So we now have Mrs. Schure's desk here in the archives, as well as some of the pieces of art that were in her office while she ran the company.
That is incredible. How long has this been? I mean, when would you say this was probably 60s acquired?
Actually, probably acquired, I'm going to say when we moved into this building, so it was closer to early 2000s, but I am not 100% sure about that.
It's a very cool desk with a lot of cool stuff on it. However, we're gonna talk about a couple of things, and that I thought would be really, really cool. There's so much stuff here that we couldn't possibly film all of it. However, we're gonna basically use this time to do the greatest hits. So first, we have kind of a combination of two different things. We have a microphone and we have this amazing catalog, which I will show cut shots of. This is incredible. This is a 1937 Shure microphone catalog, which I have never seen before. Would you please tell me a little bit about this catalog?
So this catalog was for all of our microphones and accessories that were out in 1937. As you can see, it is a complete catalog of what Shure was making at the time.
Where would this have been? I mean, I guess there was music stores in 1937, but is that where you would predominantly go to purchase a microphone? I mean, because these were used in like radio stations and, very pro applications. Where would I find this in 1937?
That was likely one of the places. Also in this folder, we've got a letter presenting the new 1937 complete Shure catalog. And this, I'm guessing, was sent to sales representatives across the company who would distribute Shure products. So that was another way that you might get it. You could order your own copy via mail, I suppose. A lot of the ones that we have in the archives are stamped from the sales distribution stores that ended up donating them to us, or that we purchased them online. So we could tell that they had been originally at music stores before they came back to us.
Did you guys originally have direct sales? Was there any sort of direct order model at that time? Do you know?
I believe it was mostly through sales reps and distributors. It wasn't direct to consumer at that point.
Okay. That's fascinating. And with that, we're going to talk about this crazy microphone that looks kind of like a children's toy, but
it does. And as you can see from the label, it is a Model 11B carbon microphone from 1934. So it has granules of carbon inside that when you speak into it, it excites the granules, and somehow that generates an electrical current. And I'm not an engineer by training, so that's the best explanation I can give you.
That's more than I knew about them. So to be totally honest, I didn't even know these things existed until we came in here.
All right.
So I didn't even know that was a thing. That's unbelievable. So it is not anything like we would consider today.
No. And it's another type of microphone that was made around the same time was a crystal microphone. So you had a thin sliver of salt, Rochelle salt crystal, that would vibrate, and it would create energy that way that was converted to create electrical energy that was then converted into sound. There are videos out there on how to grow your own Rochelle salt crystals, which we've had some people here have said they're going to try it as a summer project, but they haven't yet.
That is quite the summer project. Whoa. Link in the description for your own DIY project. I am now joined by fellow archivist Eden, and we don't have a vintage microphone. However, we do have a microphone with a very cool story. Please tell me about it.
Yeah. So this is our Super 55 Unidyne. We came out with this in 2013, and this was sent to us by an end user in California. He was gifted this by his wife, and he was coming home from the studio, left it on the hood of his car, and before he realized it was on there, he went onto the freeway and it just completely slid off and was run over by a Chevy Tahoe before he could get to it. So he sent us this in exchange for a new one.
Don't tell his wife though. Don't. She's not going to watch this anyway.
I hope she doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this was literally run over on the highway.
Yes.
And you guys have verified
Yes.
that this still works.
Yes. He reached out to us to tell us that it still worked because he was shocked that it still worked.
I have so many questions. Why would you leave them? I'm just going to put this on the hood of my, you know what I mean? Like, why would you do that?
People do it with like their drinks and stuff.
Fair. Fair. Okay, so can we test this?
Of course.
All right, we're going to test this. We're going to plug this thing in.
There we go. Okay. It's all plugged in. And we're going to turn the amp on. Check, check. Check 1, 2.
Okay. It works.
There we have it.
Unbelievable. Okay, so next we have another non-vintage microphone. However, this also has an incredible story. Tell me about what we're looking at right now.
All right. So sometimes you wear gloves to protect the artifacts from anything that might be on your hands. In this case, I'm wearing gloves to protect myself from the artifact.
Okay.
This microphone, which is a Beta 52, it's a drum microphone normally. This was submerged in Hurricane Harvey floodwaters for 2 weeks in 2017. So it wasn't just
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. So it wasn't just the rainwater, but it was all the runoff, all the chemicals, all the pollutants, everything else.
Oh.
And it was owned by a studio down in Texas.
Okay.
And when the floodwaters left, they dried this thing out and they plugged it in, and it still works.
Stop.
Um,
And so at what point do they then call you guys and go,
yeah,
hey, it still works?
it
And
was
you're like,
pretty
"What?"
much, you won't believe what this thing has been through, and it still functions. So as we will do sometimes, we'll offer a trade. We'll send
Sure.
someone a new one because we like to have a good story here. In this case, my colleague who procured this microphone, I made him soak it in a bucket of Lysol water for a little while before I would let it in the archives, which isn't technically sound archival practice, but I figured this has been through enough already that really wouldn't do much damage.
I will say I'm not detecting any smells or anything that's probably a result of your
Lysol.
preservative.
Yeah.
We'll call it preservative.
We'll go with that.
That's unbelievable. I don't even know how that's physically possible that it still works, but
It's amazing.
okay. Incredible. So next, I actually have no idea what this is. I'm told it's very, very cool. And I don't know really what to expect. It's under this nice blue cover. What are we going to check out? I'm so intrigued.
So this is the object where if the building were on fire, this is what we would grab first, because this is an irreplaceable historical object that is probably one of the biggest reasons why we're standing here talking about any of this today.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's check it out.
Right.
Whoa. I'll let you, please, by all means.
So this had been in the archives from the time I started, 16 and a half years ago and beyond that, but it had no glass. The wood was in terrible shape. It was wrapped in plastic, so we didn't really pay a lot of attention to it until we were looking to celebrate the 75th anniversary of this microphone. So we're looking through the collection for things to use to celebrate its anniversary in 2014, and we saw this, and we knew what this was, because it's obvious that's our Unidyne microphone.
Of course.
We didn't really know what the rest of these things were. This one is the cartridge that went into the Unidyne in 1939, so that's the final production one.
Okay.
We had some theories, but this had no labels on it either.
Oh.
So we had to kind of think about what this might have been. And I remembered seeing a photo that we used to have hanging in our lobby. It was a woman giving a tour to new hires in our Chicago office, probably around 1940, 41, just pointing at a box on the wall. So I pulled out a magnifying glass to look at the photo, and it was this box.
Stop.
And I could
What?
see the labels, first Unidyne, second Unidyne. And we realized this is the prototype development path for our Unidyne microphone. So this shows you what our engineer, Benjamin Bauer, who designed this product, was thinking and how he designed and developed this, one of our most significant products. We found his lab notebook, his engineering lab notebook in offsite storage, and sure enough, that had all of the drawings and all of the explanations that gave us the ideas behind what went into this object right here.
This is the foundation of all of this in a nice, neat case.
Yes.
What?
So one of my colleagues who specializes in woodworking as a hobby, he refinished the case. They put in new glass. He put in labels. We tried to duplicate them the best we could to keep close to the original. But yeah, this is one of the most valuable things that we have in our collection because it represents so much of the history that got us here.
I was not expecting that. Okay, so just so you guys know at home, like they wouldn't show me what was under the cover. They're like, no, we'll just wait. We'll just wait. Bravo. Wow.
This is a very special piece for us.
I don't even know what to say. That's incredible. And we have saved, in my opinion, the best for last. Please tell me about this incredible piece that we are looking at here right now.
So this is an Army Air Force pilot's helmet from about 1940. This was made for pilots in World War II. And this came to us from a friend of a sales rep who collected World War II memorabilia. He had purchased a trunk of stuff off of eBay. This helmet was at the bottom of the trunk. And he saw that the receivers in the helmet say that they are ANBH1, Army Navy British Headset 1, made by Shure Brothers. So he asked his friend who works for Shure, hey, do you think they'd be interested in this? We tried to play it cool, but we were really excited because we have the receivers themselves, boxes of those, and we have the receivers and headsets, but we had never seen them in a helmet before.
Right. The complete assembly, as it were.
The complete assembly. And it's a gorgeous example of it too. So this was one we actually ended up buying instead of trading like we do often.
Of course.
It came to us with a 16-inch softball inside of it to hold its shape. So I ordered a better hat mount for it. I also had a leather conservator come and take a look at it because I was a little concerned about the condition, but she said that if you're collecting things made of mixed materials, it's only if they start to separate from each other that you have a problem. So this lives in a box. It only comes out when we have special guests. But the really cool thing about this is we plugged it in when we got it and it still works.
Stop. How is this possible?
Durable. We say it and we mean it.
I mean, so the fact that it was at the bottom of a trunk, do you think that's indicative of why you had previously never seen, like, because these were people coming home from World War II probably weren't like, this is going to be some significant piece. They just really, it's their gear. They're going to toss it in the trunk and forget about it for the rest of their life.
And it's leather. It's a natural material. So it probably disintegrated in a lot of cases, but not this one.
In person, I'm going to, of course, show you guys lots of B-roll. This is incredible to see in person. Like, this is truly unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this, especially and it's not behind glass. I love that you guys are so like, yeah, we're just going to take it out and like look at it and check it out. And
absolutely. We want to share this with everyone.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much for showing me everything and all the show and tell.
You are very welcome.
And yeah, Shure headquarters, we're hanging out. I'm gonna go look at more cool stuff.